welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Visitor's sideline, there's the head coach of the Ravens. His team fired up and ready for this one. Across from him, his counterpart, Bills head coach Sean McDermott. His guys come in off what he described as a strong week of practice, looking to put one in the win column in front of these home fans. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen on hand. The rookie Tyler Loop has the honors. The first Sunday night game of the year, and we are underway here in Buffalo. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Bills offense are heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
Mike, as I think back to opening day over my years of playing in the NFL, it didn't matter if I was a rookie or going into my 14th season. I think every player goes into that game with just a little bit of extra nerves, thinking, new season, new opportunity. Can I still do this at a high level? And, man, you get through that first game, and it feels like you can finally take a deep breath and let the season unfold. There's going to be a lot of nerves in this one here today, but the team that settles down the fastest and just gets back to playing ball, they're going to have a big advantage coming away with a big win today.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
From the gun, here is Allen. This one just too far for the receiver, out in front of him. That one falls incomplete. Keon Coleman, the intended receiver. And it's going to bring up 4th down. So the drive stalls out, and here's the Aussie, Mitch Wishnowsky, to punt. That's Tylan Wallace back to return. This brought in out past the 20. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. So the Ravens will come out, and they are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
Mike, isn't there just something different about week 1 of the NFL season? I mean, after months of anticipation, debate, speculation, it all gets settled on the field. New coaches, new teams, rookies playing their first time. Man, it's just an exciting time of year, and I'm pumped to be calling it alongside you.
2nd down, Jackson. He'll complete this one to Rashad Bateman. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
15-yard pickup there. First down, Baltimore.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They'll go again here with Henry. This time the sledding becomes a little more difficult. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, this play, Mike, was clearly about the job of this defensive line. Great job holding their ground, forcing these blockers to be stood up. Nowhere to go for this running back, and they hold him to no gain.
The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Going up top and looking for Flowers. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. So, Greg, here are the Bills. What a year last year. 13-4, beat the Broncos and the Ravens in the playoffs, but once again ran into Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. Anything that we can say is that one thing. That one intercepted. Picked off by Trenton Simpson.
I would love to see his weapons do a better job, Mike, especially in the middle of the field, getting open in these zones. I just feel like there's been tight coverage, a lot of little windows to throw through, and yes, anytime you turn the ball over, it's on the quarterback, but the rest of this supporting unit needs to do a better job helping.
A gain there of 10 yards. Good for a Raven 1st down.
First and 10 at the 26-yard.
Going to go right back to Henry. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and
Now,
6.
Jackson. Trying to set up the screen to Mitchell. And he will win the race to the pylon. He's in. Peyton Mitchell. Touchdown, Ravens.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their 2nd possession.
The extra point, up and good. And the Ravens have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. Seven 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. This unit hasn't been at their best early on. Punt followed by an interception on their first 2 drives. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Nate Wiggins up to make the tackle. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
From the gun, it's Allen. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Man in motion is Coleman. On 3rd down, it's Allen. Oh, they try to go down the field with it, but it winds up incomplete.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable. Incomplete on that 3rd down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. So on come the Ravens, and Greg, what a story again last year, 12-5, 13-4 the year before that. Regular season, they have been as good as almost anyone in the NFL, but it's the story if you're living in the AFC. Get over that hump, whether it's Buffalo or Kansas City. It's hard to get to the big game on this side of the draw.
Oh, there's no question, and I think if you're Baltimore and you're Buffalo and you look around and you say, man, we should have a couple Super Bowl titles. If we were living in a non-Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid era, maybe teams would look at it.
And he's going to take this all the way to the house. 74 yards. Touchdown, Baltimore. You talk about a quarterback getting things done with his legs. Everything covered downfield, but they couldn't cover him as he went down the field for a touchdown.
Mike, sometimes as a defensive coordinator, you just can't prepare for everything. In this case, you have the play defended perfectly. Passing lanes are all taken away. Everyone in coverage is where they're supposed to be. So what does the quarterback do? He tucks the ball away, and he takes it the distance for 6.
The kick is good. Makes the score Ravens 14, Bills nothing. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Johnson now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bills offense makes their way back out. The field for their next possession. They're in an early hole, 14-0. Gotta start digging out soon. Begin this drive, 1st and 10. Play action now, and here's Allen. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5. At the
From the shotgun, it's Allen. Defender draped all over him, incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
From the gun, Josh Allen. He's got his man, that's Coleman. First catch for him on this new season, and it results in a 1st down.
That's good for a Bills 1st down.
Allen going to give it to Cook. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. That's a gain of 11. And they'll move the chains with another 1st down.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Once again, it's Cook. Has some room inside the 30. And he's in. James Cook. Touchdown, Bills. Play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
Zerline's kick, up and good. And the Bills are on the board. It's now 14-7. So 1 quarter in the books on our first Sunday night telecast of the year. It's the Ravens out front. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Tylan Wallace now on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens headed back out again. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the 1st half that has really given them fits. From 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And showing a little versatility as he takes this one forward up to the 34, a pickup of 9.
This offensive line continues to be very physical at the point of attack. They've been able to give their backs plenty of room to run. That's why they've already eclipsed the century mark here in the opening half.
And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. A pickup there of 13. 1st down, Baltimore.
A gain of 13 yards.
From the gun, Jackson. Open man, that's Bateman downfield. A gain of 21 on that pass play. Good for a Ravens 1st down.
Baltimore 1st down. 21 yards. First down, Ravens.
Now Jackson on the move. He's got his big target. That's Isaiah Likely. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
Baltimore first down. A gain of 14.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Henry. Huff running there in the red zone. He did not want to go down. And he picks up the first down. It'll be first and goal.
First down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
From the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's hauled in at the 2. To the goal line and in. Mark Andrews. Touchdown, Baltimore. On is Luke to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Ravens will take a 21-7 lead.
Bills 7.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. But dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Young quarterbacks, new coaching staffs, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And, Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organization.
Oh, absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So, no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
Allen on 3rd down. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of
1st and 10.
That's good for a Bills first down.
Off the play fake. Here's Allen. This is caught at the 2. And he's in. Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Buffalo. For Josh Allen, the reigning MVP of the NFL. First touchdown pass of this 2025 season.
You know, Mike, at this level, not all touchdowns are created equal. There's some plays that result in touchdowns, and then there are touchdown strikes. And this one is the latter. I mean, you talk about a confidently thrown ball on the money downfield. It doesn't get a lot better than this, and his receiver is able to take it in for 6.
This returnable for Wallace. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. Play action now. Jackson. Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him. So after the loss on 1st, here's 2nd and 14. On the ground, here's Keaton Mitchell. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. They get 15 on that game. First down, Baltimore.
That's good for a Baltimore first down.
Off the play fake, Jackson. That's to the right side. He's got Andrews.
Jackson's pass.
They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5. At the 42-yard line.
Here's the toss, right side to Henry. Down the sideline, past the 45. And he'll finally be tracked down at the Bills' 19-yard line. It's a big one for the Ravens. An even 40 yards.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. They'll run it with Henry. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that. Jackson trying to get his guys back to the line. They'll look to throw. And he will get into the end zone. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Ravens. And that is now a pair of rushing touchdowns. The quarterback giving it to them, Greg, with his legs in this one.
And we're starting to see, Mike, why this week this coaching staff told us they're encouraging this guy to do this more often. His ability to be a passer, but also a rusher, is an element to this offense that is hard for defenses to account for.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Johnson now to return. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Cook. Nice job finding the seams. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that first down. To the air on 2nd down. Here's Allen. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts to talk things over before 3rd down.
Back at the 43-yard line.
Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
First down.
Out of the gun, here's Allen. That is incomplete. No way to force a football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
From the gun, throw here for Allen. That one thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out? I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. Truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
The Ravens offense about ready to take over once more. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
Now it's Jackson. Forced out left. Now he'll run it. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
13 yards.
They're trying to work quickly here and put the pressure on the defense. Jackson now to throw on 1st down.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Second and a yard. On play action, here's Jackson. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up third down.
It's third down. And 1 yard to go.
Jackson. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
First down. A gain of 19 yards.
On 1st and 10, Jackson. And that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down. Now a timeout here by Baltimore. That's going to be their second, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go until halftime. On the move left. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, and it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Third and long. Throwing Jackson. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down. And now here's a timeout. They're going to take it with 8 seconds remaining until the break. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And this time the rush gets home, and down he goes. So, halftime straight ahead, and we go down to Scott Hansen, who has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Today is the day, the debut of our new halftime show. Buckle up, everyone. I think you're going to like it. Our tour around the NFL starts now at legendary Lambeau Field. It's the Packers at home to take on the Lions in the NFC North. And this is Jared Goff. On target with that one, he had 3 touchdown passes on the afternoon. The Lions get the win in the opener. Could this finally be their year? They'll start 1-0. From there, it's off to SoFi Stadium. We're looking on the Rams as they host the Houston Texans. And it's the veteran Christian Kirk. One of his 2 touchdown catches in the game coming right here. The Texans come away with the victory on the road in the season opener. Lastly, let's go down to the Big Easy. The New Orleans Saints hosting the Arizona Cardinals. And it's the former Golden Domer from Notre Dame, Audric Estime. Spots an opening, capitalizes on it, 15 yards for the touchdown. The Saints give Kellen Moore his first win as head coach. They get the job done here. Time for a look here at the rest of the games going on and what's to come here in Week 1 of the new NFL season. Meanwhile, in our game, both teams have been able to move the ball effectively. It might be a question of which defense can make a stand in the second half. As we get you back out to the second half and rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Quarters set to commence. And we're back underway here on EA Sports. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On the give, here's Henry. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
And this is just more of the same, picking up exactly where he left off in the first half. And these numbers, Mike, as you see them, they just pop out at you. I mean, he has been the driving force of this offense from the very start.
On first down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. They converge on him quickly. They'll only get a couple. Larry Ogunjobi with the tackle for the defense. Second down, Jackson. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. They might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down. He'll look for Flowers downfield. That is hard. And he'll be taken down at the 10-yard line. A big play there. Jackson to Flowers. 45 yards. So not quite first and goal. It's first and 10. They're pretty close. And he will get into the end zone. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Baltimore. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this third quarter and pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away. Hardman now to return it. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bills offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. It wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more.
Picked up by the all-pro Roquan Smith. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
At the 42-yard line.
A give right up the middle to Henry. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Now a screen set up for Henry. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. So break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10.
First down. It's a gain of 17.
Jackson going to give it up on a pop pass. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9. Now it's 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 17-yard line.
On the ground, here's Henry. And that'll give him the first down. Tackle made after the pickup of 3.
Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points. Defenses always have to make a decision, like, how do they want to defend the zone read? Some teams want the quarterback to keep the ball. They want the ability to tackle the quarterback. Other teams, they want it to be a give read, and that's what we saw here. They were ready for it, and they take the running back down for a loss. I can tell you from firsthand, Mike, seeing it unfold, runs like this demoralize any defense. I mean, he's been doing it pretty much since the beginning of the game, and they have yet to find an answer for keeping him under wraps. He has run wild from that quarterback position.
On third down, Jackson rushed to his left, and he's into the end zone yet again. Lamar Jackson, touchdown Ravens. And make that 3 rushing touchdowns. You think quarterback gets a 3-touchdown day, it's pretty good. 3 on the ground? That, Greg, is excellent.
It's just so hard, Mike, for a defense to account for a quarterback that can do this amount of damage with his legs. And there's a fine line, but I'll tell you what, when they unleash him as a runner, he's about as good as it gets.
The extra point is good. And the Ravens will extend this third quarter lead.
Bills 14. Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now, after the touchdown, Loop is back out to kick this one away. Johnson now to return. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Bills' offense headed back to take over once more. You know, Greg, early on, it's always new faces in different places. Off-season movement, what caught your eye?
I think there's so many good ones, right? You talk about Stephon Diggs. He ends up in New England, and Cooper Kupp now. He's moving on to Seattle from the Rams, but I think it's the guy the Rams signed to replace him, Davante Adams. I know he's not the youngest anymore, but watching him play in New York with Aaron Rodgers last year with the Jets, he can still run, he can still make every catch, he can still go up and compete at the high point. I think you put Davante Adams with Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, in that offense run by Sean McVay. I think that's a sneaky, maybe not a sneaky because he's a really household name, but I think that's a great signing.
And always interesting from the offseason, the quarterback movement and unique ties. Some of the biggest names were or now are Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, now the guy that is going to line up behind center for Seattle, Mike, is Sam Darnold. And, of course, we all saw that incredible season he had last year in Minnesota with Kevin O'Connell and Justin Jefferson and that really dynamic Vikings offense. So now he goes to Seattle. I think he's going to have an inspired Cooper Kupp. He was let go from the Rams. If he's healthy, he's a big weapon. Jackson Smith-Njigba. He has some pieces in that puzzle that he can push the ball downfield to. So I'm excited to see Sam. That's what everyone thought he was going to be coming out of college when he was a high draft pick of the New York Jets.
Ball sitting on the 3. It is first down and goal.
180! Look out! Look out!
Allen working from the pistol. It is brought in the end zone. Keon Coleman. Touchdown, Bills. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. This will pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bills are able to edge a bit closer.
42. Bills 21.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And they have done all you could ask for, closing in on a road victory to start the campaign as they try to finish things off here in quarter number 4. He'll step up and run. He'll take this forward for about 5.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 5. This is Henry. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Back to throw, Jackson. And he will have the Ravens first down. He was able to get it by plenty, too. Gain of 8 on that 3rd and 3. And that a record run. It will break Colin Kaepernick's single-game mark for rushing yards by a quarterback. Kaepernick had 181 back in the divisional playoffs in January of 2013. This game surpasses that one.
And up until this point, this is not something that we've seen a lot of. His running backs had a really nice day. So in this case, this rep goes to the defense.
He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Rolling to the left. He's going to keep it himself. And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. On the handoff, it's Henry. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 11. And they'll move the chains with another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now it's a bootleg with Jackson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but it's out of bounds, says the official, who was right there. Not the most accurate pass. It's incomplete, and it's 2nd down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Forced out wide.
These plays just kill you. Defense, the pressure's good, but you have to contain them. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
They'll let the fullback try to push the pile. And they've got it at the 19-yard line. They're into the red zone and still on the mark. 1st down picked up.
And 8 yards picked up.
They'll run it on 1st down with Henry. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal, trying to finish off this drive with a touchdown.
1st down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Henry will take this one into the end zone. It's a Raven touchdown. And that touchdown probably, Greg, ends any small hopes of a comeback on the other side.
Yeah, and I think those chances, Mike, were small to begin with, but with that last score, I think this one is pretty much over.
Luke now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Ravens will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Johnson now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bills offense ready to get back at it. Well, Greg, this is going to take a lot of self-reflection here. You build up so much for the season opener. To struggle like this has got to be a tough feeling.
Yeah, we've never spoken to a team before their week 1 matchup where they didn't tell us this is the best training camp they've ever had, it's the best roster they've ever had. I mean, how many times have we heard that? So in this case, though, Mike, I think you have to be careful that you don't overcorrect. Of course, this did not go according to plan. This is not what they've been building to through their entire offseason schedule, but it's still also just one game. So don't throw everything in the garbage and start all over. Don't throw out all the hard work from the previous offseason. Stay the course, fix what went wrong, improve, and move on to week 2.
Here's 1st and 10.
It's a gain of 22 yards. That's good for a Bills first down.
Allen going to give it to Cook. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, it's Allen. We'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Allen going to throw. They'll set up the screen to Cook. And he's very close to a 1st down, out of bounds right at the marker. Spot is just a little short, so it is 4th down.
Less than a yard.
They'll try it now with Cook. And he's not going anywhere. Stuffed behind the line. They have turned it over on down. They'll go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And he will be taken down. We'll see if they want to use those timeouts. But this one is about done.
2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Now Jackson on 4th down. And he's going to be hit and taken down. They got him with a big-time rush that leads to a turnover on downs. On 1st down, Allen. He'll take a shot here, back to the end zone. And the final throw of the game winds up incomplete, and that will do it. This one comes to an end. So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens. They move to 1-0, getting the victory to begin the new campaign.
Choose which team you'll begin your franchise with. The menu on the left lets you adjust your league settings and where to start your franchise in the preseason, the regular season, or with a fantasy draft. Choose which team you'll begin your franchise with. The menu on the left lets you adjust your league settings and where to start your franchise in the preseason, the regular season, or with a fantasy draft.
With a Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins #1.
Now from the second city of Chicago, head down Lakeshore Drive and you find venerable Soldier Field, home of the Bears. Mike Tirico, Greg Olsen ready to get the preseason started. And off we go from the Windy City. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Miami offense set to go, led by 27-year-old Tua Tagovailoa. Greg Hartley, 6th season as the Dolphins quarterback.
Starting all the way back in the spring, Mike, there has been months of preparation building up for this very game. And for a lot of the guys on the sideline that have been around for a long time, these preseason games might not feel all that important. But I promise you, to that young guy who's putting an NFL helmet on for the very first time, running out of that tunnel, these games go a long way, not only to making this current roster, but trying to make a career out of playing in the NFL.
First down, Miami.
Off play action, it's Tua. We'll get this into the hands of Devon Achane. And he'll be out of bounds, a pickup of 5. From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Tua going to give it to Achane, and he'll be brought down right around the 40. T.J. Edwards there on the stop. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Tua going to give this to Wright. Oh, he didn't need much, but I don't think he got there. Going to depend on the spot, but it looks like he is short.
That's a heck of a stop by this defense early in this game, Mike, and it sets up a decision for the offense. You might be a little too far away to attempt a realistic field goal, but you might be a little too close to get anything out of the punt unit. I think I'm keeping the offense on. I'm trying to extend this drive, and I'm being aggressive here.
And he's not going anywhere. Stuck behind the line. They have turned it over on down.
So the offense found themselves in a little bit of no man's land. They were too far for a field goal attempt, but too close to attempt a punt. So they decided to be aggressive early and go for it on 4th down. But it was the defense that turned them away with a huge stop to start this game.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
Off play action. Here's Williams. To the left side, he's got Komet. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
It's a gain of
3rd
7.
and a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try to sneak it here. And he is going to have a Bears first down. At least it appears that way. Didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll go play action here with Williams. Room to maneuver at the 35. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. So they come to the line for first down and 10.
Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Swift. And he brings it down to about the 28-yard line. Minka Fitzpatrick up to make the stop.
At the 28-yard line.
They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
They'll go again with Swift. And that one shut down pretty quickly. They'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Have to get this to the 20. Here's 3rd down.
3rd and 7.
From the shotgun, it's Williams. And that is incomplete. He was looking to get it to DJ Moore. And now it's 4th down.
Cairo Santos for the Bears field goal. A 44-yard attempt.
Santos' kick is good. And the Bears are out to an early 3-0 lead.
So anytime an offense comes off the field after settling for 3, you always have to take the good with the bad. In order to get down there in field goal range, you had to do something positive to move the ball. But at the same time,
now a hit, and he lost the football. Special teams has come up with the recovery. Throwing on first down, it's Williams. That'll be caught by DeAndre Swift. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 8. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
And 8 yards to go.
What is up?
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. That's to the rookie out of Missouri, Luther Burden. And he's in! Luther Burden. Touchdown, Chicago. Now Cairo Santos to add the point after. He's got it. And the Bears are out to a 10-0 lead.
Bears 10. Dolphins nothing.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. Here comes D. Eskridge on the return. A good return as he takes it across the 30. Dolphins offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. And, Greg, week 1 here in the preseason. Look, we know a lot of the guys who are going to make the roster, but there's still a lot to happen in training camp that players can find their way to a spot on the opening Sunday.
we hear these stories all the time, Mike, where there's a little buzz about a guy in training camp and coming out of the local beat reporters and maybe the coaches talking about him a little bit. But then there's the surrounding question is he going to make the roster? And it's really what they do in these preseason games away from practice that ends up being the deciding factor. And how often do we see not only do they make the roster, but in some cases they go on to really have critical roles down the line as the season unfolds. So I know to a lot of fans and some of the veterans, these games don't feel like a whole lot, but to some guys on that sideline, their entire career is in front of them.
Early big play here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They are going for it. It's Tagovailoa. And the rush is going to get there. He goes down. They were taking a big risk going for it from their own territory. It does not pay off. And it's a turnover on down. They'll put Loveland in motion. They will run it over center with Swift. Finding room to the 20. And he will Santos for the PAT. He's got it. And the Bears move further out in front. It is now 17-0.
Dolphins, nothing.
So here's Santos after the touchdown. He's out to kick this one off. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Dolphins offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. So far, they've had it twice, and they've given it up on downs twice. Aggressive play calling, but no success early on. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. Oh, he's hit behind the line, and the ball is out. The Bears have it.
The players on your team earn some XP. Quickly upgrade your team at the end of each.
Miami has a Dolphin, the greatest football team.
The seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. Brandon Gaud and Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts, and a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
First down. A gain of 14.
Now Tua on the bootleg here. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for any quarterback because, look, let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions. But think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single interception because, oh, that's right, there were no defenders out there. A little bit different when there's live guys out there chasing the football.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Intended for
He's Bucks trying to get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And it's 3rd down and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
That's good for the Lions. 1st down.
They'll go again with Gibbs. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Jordan Brooks on the tackle. Here's a 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Here's Goff. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Goff going to keep it himself. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 1 yard is the gain. And the Lions are going to have it 1st and goal
at the 7-yard line.
They'll run with Gibbs. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Gibbs again. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Lions take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point splits the uprights. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Dolphins nothing.
So that drive goes 8 plays. And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs. And able to get this out to the 25. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. So try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 3. Now a toss right side, H.M. with it. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He'll try to pick it up himself. To a hit, and the ball is out. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now Achane on 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now, if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you scramble a little bit. Now you're behind, trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12. at the 50-yard line.
From midfield, here's Tua. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
2 yards. And it's third.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They set up the screen. Achane has it. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
An 8-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Tua on 4th down. And they're going to try the screen. It's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. So they convert on 4th, and now from just outside the 30, here's 1st and 10. Tua going to give this to Wright. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 7-0 on EA Sports. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Up the middle, Achane. And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa from 17 yards out. And the Dolphins are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it was Tua Tagovailoa who called his own number and finished it off with the touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now,
he's got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 47.
At the 47-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. 71 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Detroit Lions, 1st down. 1st and 10.
Going back to Gibbs on 1st down. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
14-yard line.
And they'll send the tight end in motion. Goff. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they've left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. On 4th down, on is Jake Bates for the Lions field goal. From the right hash, this from 33. Bates' kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Devon Achane,
65 yards.
And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go? No one downfield there to stop him.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the lead is now 14-10. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out. They're behind in the first half here, CD, but it's not through any fault of their running back. He's had a strong start to this one.
And you're right about that, partner, because watching him play, you would think that his team is in the lead. He has been a lot of fun in this contest. Now let's see if they can actually make something happen and put more points on the board behind his efforts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, Charles, if they can play complementary football and get that passing game going as well.
Second and 8.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
They'll take over first and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10.
A run straight ahead with Achane.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Nice chunky yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Now Tua going to fake the jet sweep and the handoff as he'll drop the throw.
And out of bounds right around the 20.
First down. A gain of 7. And the Dolphins first down.
On the handoff, it's Achane.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
101 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. Here now, second and 4. On the toss, here's Achane.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Here now a third down and 8.
From the gun, it's Tua.
Oh, looking for Waller, but this is intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. Goff and this Lions offense set for a first and 10.
At their own 13.
They'll start things off with a give to Gibbs.
And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, give him 14.
First down. First and 10.
Here's Goff. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Gibbs.
And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Here's a second and 5.
Here we go.
Back to throw, Goff.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Brings up third and 5.
To throw is Goff. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it'll be Dolphin football. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
A loss of 5 yards. It's 2nd down.
Tua going to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Incomplete.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains.
Now Tua.
Now the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Lions will take over. Gone. Got a man and he hits him in stride. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10.
And that's Tom.
And a loose football.
And this ball recovered by the offense. But remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Now it's gone. Now they go screen. It's complete. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, it certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Khalif Raymond.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Lions have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
So they're able to capture the lead here just before halftime.
And not only that, they get the ball to start the second half.
That's right.
This is almost like basketball down the stretch, right, where you get the 2-for-1 situation. You're trying to get 2 shots to your opponent's 1. In this situation, they got the touchdown. They'll get another shot at the start of the second half.
Could be a big turnaround.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, they'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Tua sets up to pass it.
And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
A look around the NFL, we'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the third quarter.
Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And the Lions getting set to go on offense to start the third. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
First throw now for the backup, Allen. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Incomplete. Sets up a third down and 18.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. It's a loss of 10 yards on the play. And it'll be fourth down. Here comes the Lions punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, here's a give to Wright. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
And they'll go right back to Wright. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, you know they had a third down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
Little short pass here to Hill. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Brings up 2nd and 5. At the 20-yard line.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Gain of 4. Brings up 4th down and 1.
Patterson's kick is good, and that will tie things at 17 all. So it was 4th and 1 down in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little surprised that that's how they decided to play it, that they didn't go for it there. But sometimes just take those 3 points and put them in your pocket. I just have one question for you, partner.
Okay.
Hip pocket or back pocket?
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Tough spot here. 3rd down and 11.
Allen.
He'll try and do this himself.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
1st and 10.
Now a handoff looking right. And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 6.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
3rd down and 10.
Throwing now is Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Called out a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground with right. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8.
Now it's Wilson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Review the play. The ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. They'll run on first down with right. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Play action. Now Wilson. And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earn a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Throwing is Wilson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
At the 40-yard line.
Here we go, set. Cougar 19.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. All even as we get ready to start the 4th.
Let's go. Hawks 70, Hawks.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down. Here's Allen. That ball caught by the rookie from Georgia. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive.
Formation for the Lions.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
Miami set to take over. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
A gain of 2 brings up second and 8.
Well, they'll fake the jet sweep, and now off play action, it's Wilson.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Here's Wilson. That is caught. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
That's good for Dolphins. First down. It's a gain of 17 yards.
They'll work the middle here with Wright.
He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
Ball placed at the 45 for second and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
Here's Wilson.
45-yard line.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
Wilson smart to take off and run with it as he's able to pick up the first.
Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Brings up second and 9. At the
now Wilson.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
From the gun on third down, Wilson.
He'll try and do this himself.
So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a fourth down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the Dolphins have taken the lead here in the fourth. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Yeah, they're going to have terrific field position as they finally get to him, but just shy of the midfield stripe. On play action, Allen. That's taken in. It's Isaac to Slaw.
That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be second in a couple.
Brings up second and 2 at the 43-yard line.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes.
Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And that is very well done there, as this will be marked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. And remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
They go play action with Wilson.
Now he'll tuck this and run. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Now he's going to step up and run. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. A give up the middle to right. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And they take a knee. Victory very likely now for the Dolphins as they take a knee here. Well, partner, it's just preseason, but it always feels good to be in victory formation, taking the knee for the W.
Yeah, I've often thought to myself when I watch these preseason games, some teams need the wins more than others. You know, if you're established and you're used to winning, not quite the same. But if you're trying to learn how to win, it's important to get it done. And to be able to kneel down at the end, even better.
And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back.
And he will be out of bounds, well shy of the marker. So that's a turnover on downs. Great job defensively.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everyone, from Ford Field.